Oh my God. Mm, that one hit me for 6.
We may look different and live in different countries, yet our stories are knitted with the same threads of excitement, uncertainties, challenges, and victories. As we journey through the ups and downs of life, it is our undeniable will and God's strength that propel us to joy after pain, smile after frowns, and ups after downs. We were born to win. We were destined to greatness. We are overcomers. Welcome to God's Scoops, Raw and Unedited Stories. Welcome to Raw and Unedited Stories, the place where stories are told to uplift, encourage, and brighten your day. Today we have a special couple from Choose Life International, Dr. Donovan Thomas and Faith Thomas, to share their stories. Good morning, lovely folks. How are you?
Good morning, Pat. I'm good. How are
We're
you?
doing well. Great to be with you. You've been doing a tremendous job. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's such a wonderful thing to have you on our platform because I know you have a wealth of knowledge to share with our audience. So let's begin. Talk to our audience about where you're from, all of that.
Okay, so as you heard, I'm Faith Thomas, and I'm originally from Kingston, Jamaica. And I journeyed at the end of my university year to Anota Bay, where I met this man. And the rest is history.
This man is Donovan. I am from Anota Bay, and I was the first one to become a Christian in my family. And God brought my wife from the city to St. Mary right there to me by Anota Bay.
Awesome. Awesome. Faith, what did you see in this man when you first saw? What was it that attracted you to him?
Oh, wow. That is a long story. So,
What was that one thing?
one thing,
Yes.
well, one thing, boy, when it comes down to Donovan, it's not one thing.
I can tell you the one thing that attracted me to her
Yes.
balance between charm and spirituality.
Oh, that's awesome. What a wonderful way to put it. That's awesome.
Yes.
Donovan and Faith.
So
What
let me tell
is
you my one thing. Let me tell you my one
all
thing.
right, okay, let me wait.
That Donovan was a kind man with the heart of God. Just lovely human being.
Yes.
Wow. Thanks
A
for
man
telling me.
a man with a heart after God. We rarely find those anymore. Thank you for sharing that. Now, talk to us about your story. What's your story?
Hmm. Well, let me tell you my journey to getting married to this man. So that's part of my story. So I'll start there. So in sixth form, I was in a relationship with a gentleman. He was a few years older than me, and my mom was very upset. Why? Well, I'll go a little before that. So he was a youth fellowship leader at my church, loved God, and she just didn't feel, first of all, that I should be in a relationship in sixth form, and she's right. And secondly, that she didn't feel that we were a good education match. So by the time I finished sixth form and went to university, he also went to college at the same time. And I went on to second year and he repeated first year. And then I got promoted to my final year at university at UA, and he ended up flunking out. And I think when he flunked out, um, he he just said, this is not going to work, because he knew that my mother was not happy. He said it's not going to work. But even though he said that, he was such a fine young man, gentleman, taking out chairs, and just somebody who everybody loved, lovely person. And, because of that, I felt that, would still continue. He ended up migrating, and about 2 or 3 months in, because those were the days of writing letters, he wrote a letter that said, you're once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you as a sister. Oh my God. That one hit me for 6. Now, so it was over, and I was in final year at UA. I was weeping, and I was saying to God, what is this? And so on. God spoke to me 3 times within a week. First time was a Thursday.
Go ahead, Faith.
And it was a UCCF, University and Colleges Christian Fellowship, meeting that I went with a guest speaker. And in his message, he said, don't take God's second best. Okay. We was talking about careers, nice little word. Yeah. Then I went to church on Sunday, and the choir trio went up and sang a song about taking only God's best and nothing else, and so on. And I went home and I heard the same thing. And I said to myself, oh my goodness, this is God speaking to me. And God is saying, he's not the one. He's not the one. And how my mother trained me is that if you must only marry the person that God has sent to you. And I just knew he was not the one, and I let it go. Interestingly, a few months after that, he wrote me again, and he said he met this lovely young lady that reminded him of me. And wow, what is interesting is that when I finally met her, she kind of has a little look like me. Imagine that. Anyway, so after university, I went to Anatomy as a missionary, and I was looking for anybody. No, at least I don't. You don't look for somebody in Anatomy, really. No. It was kind of like, Nazareth.
Can anything good come out of Nazareth? They were asked.
And so I was looking for anybody. I just went there to work as a missionary and to go back to Kingston and think about, whoever. And I met this gentleman. I was a music missionary. I was training the choir and at Anatomy Baptist, and he was in Youth for Christ, and I visited Youth for Christ, and he needed somebody to play, to help with the playing and so on, and the training of people. And so one day he asked me on what I consider a date. Yes, to a crusade.
Crusade.
Yes. And the person didn't turn up.
To transport
us, not him. The person to transport us didn't turn up. So he said, come, let's go by my church and we'll talk. And I said, okay. And, there was one thing that I compromised in that other relationship. And it was that I wanted to get married to someone who was in ministry, who wanted to be a missionary. And this guy, he loved the Lord, but he had no desire to be in ministry full time, no desire. And so I compromised on that, right? So here we are now, sit down to talk with Donovan. And as we're talking, one of the things that Donovan says, Donovan was a technician in microbiology at the time. One of the things that Donovan said in this initial conversation is that he feels God is calling him to be a missionary.
Oh,
And we just talked and talked and talked. And at the end of the conversation, Donovan said, let us sing this song. Anywhere he leads me, I will safely go. And for me, something happened up here at Trinity. Something happened. And the rest is history. So I'll pause there on my little story.
that's an awesome story, a pleasant story. And Donovan, what's your version?